Welcome to the Heavy Blend. We're here to cut through the noise by synthesizing multiple reviews and sources so you get right to the essential truth about a new release.
And today, we are diving deep into a real hard rock gamble.
This is actually the very first deep dive of the Heavy Blend, where we're using a whole stack of sources.
That's right, 8 of them, to be exact. Reviews from specialized press like Long Live Rock and Roll.it, Backenrock.it, Tutter Rock, a whole range.
And just so you know how we do this, we use modern AI tools to help us elaborate and synthesize all that content.
And this is the crucial part, that's just the tool. The real work, the source selection, figuring out the right prompts, all the social media, the editing, that's all done by people.
By people with real, authentic passion authentica, as they say in Italy, where this project was born.
Exactly. And we're honestly so thankful for the feedback we've already got.
Oh, for sure. From the public, the press, even from the bands themselves. It really confirms that this approach, looking at things from multiple angles, is something people value.
Okay, so let's get to it. Today's mission is all about the Swedish hard rock band Andy and the Rockets.
And their new album, Casino. The big question, based on everything we've read, is pretty simple.
Is this the one? Is this the album that finally gives them that big quality jump onto the international stage?
Time to unpack the facts and find out.
So, to really get Casino, you need a little bit of backstory on the band.
Right.
Andy and the Rockets, they've been active since about 2017, and their name, as Backenrock.it points out, kind of intentionally makes you think of those classic rock and roll and rockabilly groups.
It gives you a vibe right away, and the lineup is pretty solid, right?
Mm-hmm. You've got Andreas Forsland, or Andy, on vocals. Then the main composer, Philip Westgards, on bass, Robin Lagerfist on guitar, and Max Markussen on drums.
HeavyMetalWebzine.it helped us nail down that full roster.
And this album, Casino, it's their 4th studio record, but their last one, Incognito from 2023, that was sort of the one that started getting their name out there.
And they're not slow either. Loud and Proud. Italy mentioned they even dropped a live album this year.
Yeah, Live Sodra T-11. They just keep working.
But it's interesting because they've always been a big deal locally in Sweden.
A huge deal. TrueMetal.it reminded us they won a national radio contest back in 2022.
But that success just stayed in Sweden for the most part.
For a long time, yeah. The same review pointed out that historically their website wasn't even translated into English.
Which tells you everything you need to know about where their focus was.
Exactly. And that local focus really ties into the band's whole philosophy, their ethos.
Which is all about the live show.
All about it. LongLiveARockandRoll.it quoted their press release, which says, "The stage is where everything started. It's there that the music becomes real."
You can't argue with that. And they've put in the work. Loud and Proud Italy said they spent years playing on the road in an incessant way.
That's a great phrase. It just means nonstop.
So when you have that much road time under your belt, your music has to be built for an audience, not just a studio.
Which leads us directly to the biggest change for this album, Casino.
The big guns came in.
They brought in Eric Mortensen from Eclipse, a huge name in melodic rock.
And not just to produce and mix. He was deep in the songwriting, too, alongside Philip Westgards.
That is a massive signal of intent, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. You're aiming for a polished, arena-ready sound when you make a move like that. And he wasn't the only one either.
No. TrueMetal.it and Long Live Rock and Roll IT both highlighted a whole team of writers like Andreas Nystrom and Anton Ekström.
And they're making that connection really obvious.
Yep. They're on tour right now, opening for Eclipse. HeavyMetalWebzine.it mentioned they even have a show coming up in Milan.
It's smart. It's a clear strategy to get in front of a new international audience that's already primed for that sound.
Okay, so let's transition into the sound itself. Because, the critics are all over the map on this one.
It's a real mix, right? You've got modern rock and then this very traditional hard rock vibe.
The evolution is pretty dramatic. HeavyMetalWebzine.it noted that they're getting closer to huge melodic rock bands like Eclipse, obviously, and HEAT.
But they're not just a clean AOR band.
Not at all. Long Live Rock and Roll. IT made a point to say the album has these, aggressive, sleazy rock moments. It's an unusual combination.
And the comparisons the critics made really show that. It's kind of wild.
Go on.
Okay, so on one side you have reviewers mentioning Volbeat, Foo Fighters, Alter Bridge.
Right, the modern radio rock titans.
Exactly. But then, in the same breath, you see names like Hardcore Superstar, Billy Idol, DAD, Treat.
Total classic hard rock and glam acts, Backenrock.it, SufficeOcore.com. They all pulled out this huge range of names.
It really paints a picture of a band pulling from everywhere.
And that brings us right to the core of the album, what we could call the Mortensen effect.
Hmm.
On a technical level, the production is it's a huge strength. No one debates that.
No, it's described as vivid, well-defined, gratifying. TrueMetal.id said it creates these really compact melodic arrangements.
And Loud and Proud Italy added a cool detail. They used analog amplifiers, which gives the sound this really convincing punch.
Okay, but here's the big question the sources raise. The point of friction. If the production is that good, is it their sound anymore?
Ah, yes, the trade-off. MelodicRock.it went right at it. They argued that Mortensen's presence creates this huge eclipse sound, especially in the choruses.
And that's the risk, isn't it? You might lose your own personality in the pursuit of that perfect polish.
It's the classic deal. You gain that professional sheen, but you might lose what makes you unique.
Melodic Rock IT did offer a really important counterpoint to their own argument.
Which was?
They said that Andy Forsland's voice actually saves it. They describe it as rougher, less crystalline than the typical singers in that scene.
So his voice gives it character.
Exactly. It's the one element that keeps them from just sounding like an Eclipse cover band.
And that's so vital because the album itself is really solid.
Oh, for sure. TrueMetal.it and Loud and Proud Italy both agree it's just packed with energy, catchy melodies, really easy to get into right away.
It's just good, enjoyable hard rock.
But the breakthrough question, that's where things get tricky.
Yeah, SuffisoCore.com had a very specific criticism. They called it the biggest flaw.
And that was the lack of a massive single, right?
Exactly. They said there isn't that one track that could just break through, get on all the big Spotify playlists and modern heavy rotation.
So they're saying that big quality jump everyone was hoping for
might have been postponed, despite how good everything sounds.
Okay, so even with that debate over a breakout single, the critics definitely agreed on some standout tracks.
Oh yeah, they identified songs that really show how far the band has come in their songwriting.
So let's get into the specifics.
The album kicks off with I'm Alive, and this is just a statement.
A huge opener. Everyone seemed to love it. Backandrock.it, TrueMetal.it, TEDRock.it. They all called it powerful, explosive.
And a memorable chorus. That's key. It just sets the energy level for the whole record.
And they keep that energy going right into track 2. Your touch is too much.
Yeah, heavymetalwebz.it called that one energetic and pulsating. And they confirmed it sounds a lot like Eclipse, especially in how the tone shifts.
But the highlight of that one seems to be the guitar.
Oh, definitely. A long and tremendous guitar solo from Robin Lagerfist, a real showstopper.
But the band isn't all high-energy rockers. They show a different side with their slower tracks.
Right, there are two, and they're quite different. First, you have I'll Die If You're Done.
The mid-tempo one, it mixes power with these. What did one source call them? Saccharine moments.
Yeah. And the comparisons for that track were all over the place.
So weird. LongLiveRockandRoll.it pointed to AR Legends, which makes sense, but then they also compared it to early Nickelback.
The calmer moments of early Nickelback, yeah. It's a strange but kind of fascinating blend of styles. 80s sensitivity with a bit of that 2000s angst.
So you have that one, and then you have to contrast it with the other ballad, In From the Cold.
A totally different vibe. Heavy Metal Webzine.it describes this one as semi-acoustic. It's all about atmosphere.
And it really highlights Andy's voice, right? His more dramatic side.
With a very elegant electric guitar solo. It's more about mood than being a radio power ballad.
Okay, now for the genre benders. Wild Ones seems like a prime example of that eclectic mix we were talking about.
For sure. Backandrock.it loved the powerful riffs and big choirs. Classic stuff.
But then heavymetalwebzine.it described it in such a strange way.
They said it had a strange Western ambiance.
A Western ambiance, combined with harmonies that sound like The Cult. I mean, what does that even sound like? You just have to hear it.
It's definitely a unique sonic cocktail. And then you have a track like Dirty Love, which is almost the opposite.
Much more familiar territory.
Right. HeavyMetalWebzine.it said it leans right into 80s glam metal with some AOR in the chorus. It's comfortable, it's fun, they do the cliches really well.
But if you're looking for the track where the band's true identity shines through,
several sources point to the same song.
7 Years of Bleeding.
Absolutely. Across the board, melodicrock.it, truemetal.it, they all called it one of the most interesting and complex songs on the whole album.
And complex in a good way, not just difficult to listen to.
No, not at all. LongLiveRockandRoll.it praised the tempo changes, the incredible guitar parts, And heavy metal webzine IT said it has one of the best and most sensual melodies on the entire record.
TrueMetal.it put it best, I think. They felt this was the track where the band's own personality shone with the greatest clarity.
Yeah, it suggests that when they step just outside of that tight, polished formula, that's where they really find their magic.
And then they close the album with just maximum impact.
With Heartbreak City, a really robust, high-impact track.
As one review beautifully put it, it closes on Il Voto.
With a bang.
Exactly. Mixing distorted guitars, pulsating bass, pounding drums, heavymetalwebzine.it called it a final explosive anthem. It leaves you on a real high.
So we circle back to our main question.
Right. Andy. And the Rockets have absolutely demonstrated huge musical maturity here. Casino has 12 great, instantly appealing tracks. The quality is not in doubt.
No, the critics all agree on that. Loud and Proud Italy put it nicely, saying they might not have invented anything new, but their sincerity and flawless execution. It's a huge step forward.
And crucially, TrueMetal.it concluded that this album makes them a band ready to move toward less constrained stages.
They've earned their spot.
And before we wrap this up, we want to make sure we connect you directly with the artists. That is the most important thing for us here at The Heavy Blend.
So if you're watching the video that goes with this deep dive, you'll see a QR code on the screen right now.
Scan that, and it will take you straight to the band's official Facebook page. Please, go connect with them.
And we want to hear from you. We have a few questions based on everything the critics brought up.
First, that Mortensen influence. Do you think the strong Eclipse sound ultimately overshadows the band?
Or is Andy Forsland's distinct, rougher voice enough to give the album its own unique character?
Second, what about their future? What's the best path forward for them?
Should they lean into the complex, layered approach of a song like 7 Years of Bleeding?
Or should they stick with the immediate, straight-ahead anthem power of I'm Alive?
And one last thing. Knowing how dedicated they are to touring and the live show, how much do you value that?
Yeah, how important is that focus on the live show versus a band just trying to get a big streaming hit? Let us know what you think in the comments.
And if you found this discussion helpful, please share it.
For the team here, honestly, the sharing of a passion among people who love music, that is so much more important than the number of subscribers or likes we get.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into Casino. The discussion is concluded clearly and precisely.
We'll see you for the next one.